Hi guys! Welcome to Millennial Science Frog Dissections. So we're going to have a lot of froggy fun today, and I'm super excited that you guys all joined us today on our spectrum of amphibians. So we're going to learn all about the anatomy of frogs and amphibians in this program today. So I'm super excited that you guys came out. So safety first. I'm going to start by putting on my safety goggles. The lab specimen that I have in front of me is a leopard frog, and to preserve this specimen, right, to keep this frog in its state that it's so that it's not perishing, we use formaldehyde. So formaldehyde is a chemical that keeps the frog looking brand spanking new. So I have the leopard frog in my lab tray right now. Also, gloves. Gloves are super important because the chemical is on the leopard frog, so you don't want to get any of those chemicals on your hands, on your fingers. And to prevent the chemical getting on my arms, I'm going to bring out my lab coat. So here we are, and let's get started. So we have a couple of people on this call. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is going to be really fun, and we're going to start off by talking about the leopard frog. So here we have, this is a northern leopard frog, and it is mostly in Northern America, and it's used for dissection sometimes in labs, in high schools, and in colleges, and people eat frog legs as well. If you ever had fried frog legs, you've probably eaten a leopard frog. That is the species type. So what's important in this dissection, and as we learn the organs and see the intestines, is having the right tools. So right here I have a sterile disposable scalpel. So this scalpel is going to keep us from getting any bad germs on it, getting any bad germs on the leopard frog. It's sterilized already. So all I have to do is take it out this packet, and I'm ready to start cutting. So this scalpel is extremely sharp. It can cut through glove, and it can cut through skin, just as we're going to cut through the skin on this frog. So you have to be very careful, very gentle with this frog. So next, I'm just going to lay my leopard frog right here on its stomach, and then I'm going to take my scalpel and I'm going to draw it right into the stomach. Okay. So I'm going to hold it up so you guys can see right across. Alright. So there's a couple of layers of skin in here. So I have to cut really deep to get to the inner layer of where the organs are going to be. Does anyone know what organs are and what they're made of? Organs are made up of tissues, and tissues are made up of cells. So that's really important. So here is that first layer. I'm cutting off, okay. And then now we're going in to the intestines. Now I'm going to show you up close, since I got the first layer of skin in there. You see the muscles? See, that was the, don't want to drop it. So the formaldehyde makes it a little slippery. So I removed the first layer of skin, which is right here. And here you can see the muscles and the abdomen of this leopard frog. So that's really cool. So now I'm going to cut another layer, right? So you can actually see the internal organs. Okay. I'm going to show you in a second. Alright, so what I love about dissections is we get to see what is similar to humans and what is not so similar. So here we have, now you're getting a close-up look of the internal organs. Here we are. Nice. It's a nice clean cut we got. So I actually have a picture here to show you guys so we can look and observe, right? So what are the similarities do you see? Do you see the gallbladder, right? You see the liver, right? And we're gonna look at those individually. So first things first, what is the first thing we see? Right here. And do we know what this is? Here. This is our liver. Good, 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 good. So, underneath it, we have our intestines. So, let's look at that. Good. So, I'm actually going to cut out so we can see it a little better. So, we have our spleen and our gallbladder. I'm going to cut that out so we can get a better visual of exactly how it looks. Okay. Can we see that? Look at that. Which one of the items does that match up to? Oops. There we go. Right up here. So this is the liver. Definitely the liver. All right. So now that we got the liver out, we can see a little bit more into his organs. So what I'm looking at right here is what? Can we tell? We have the big bulge. The stomach. Good. This is the actual stomach of a frog. So this is kind of similar to our stomach, right? It's a long tube. Right here is the most bulgy of it. So that's where all the volume is, where all the food goes into, right? And it gets digested and all the nutrients are taken out and it goes down into these two tubes down here. So I'm going to take them out so you can see them. This is a little better of a visual for you. This right here. That is the small intestine and the large intestine. These tubes right there. Awesome, awesome. So I'm actually going to go ahead. So we see we have our frog here. I'm going to remove the small and large intestine. And I'm also going to remove the stomach. Okay, so now we have the stomach here. I'm going to cut off that stomach. Now the important thing about dissections is giving frogs the humanity that they deserve. So I'm not going to mutilate the frog, right? I'm not going to cut off his legs and his arms and his mouth for fun. No, only the parts that matter. So I'm going to cut out the stomach, right? So I can get a closer, in-depth look of the organ and how this can better help us in science. So I'm going to go ahead. So here is the stomach of a leopard frog. So we've seen how the stomach looks. Now we're going to go in a little bit more to the intestines. So we've taken out the liver, we've taken out the stomach, and here is what we're left with. Okay, so now we're going to go in and the small intestines is next. Now, does anyone know what the small intestines are? What do they do? Hey, I see somebody writing. Yeah, so the small intestine basically filters out the nutrients within the food that you eat and that you consume. So if this frog's been eating some flies, some leaves, right? So the diet of a frog is they eat beetles, they eat ants, they eat leaf hoppers, they eat slugs, and they even eat smaller frogs. So those are some of the things that are in their stomach, right? And the nutrients from those will end up in the small intestine to be used up by its body, so it can have strong legs and strong arms, right? We need all those nutrients in our body, just like a frog needs all those nutrients in their bodies. So let's see, what else do we have? So right now it looks a little bit hollow, right? We went right into there, right into those organs, and I'm going to pull out one more for you. The most important one. What is the most? They're all important, but what is the most important organ in your body? What do you guys think? What is the most important organ in your body? Yes, the heart. The heart is the most important organ in your body because that pumps the blood to all parts of every other organ. So like your spleen, your liver, your lungs, your ovaries. Those parts are given blood because it is being pumped by the heart. So the heart is the central point of your body and one of the most important organs. So let's see the frog's heart. So I'm just cutting those layers out that we talked about earlier so you can get a good look. All right, so it looks like back here. So we cut out, can you see the heart? Can you point to it? Okay. Get a little bit closer. All right, so inside we have the heart is up here in that purple. We have it. You can see, you can see how exciting. And down here we have the oviducts, right? The oviducts down here. Down here, if you can see it. Now, this frog and the gallbladder is up here. Now, these frogs live from 2 to 4 years in their entire life cycle. The habitat that they live in are swamps and rivers and lakes, so they're always by bodies of water. So we've seen some really cool organs. Here is the entire leopard frog. Here's the back. And why do they call it the leopard frog? Well, because of his spots. He has spots like a leopard, as you can see from the back here. His legs are actually in like a leaping position, right? Because when you extend, right, when they extend, then they're able to jump and leap to other parts of their home. So if they're on an actual bed of water, right, they can leap over to a rock, or they can leap over to the grass, right? So their legs help them to do that. And here we have their arms, and it's webbed, right? They have webbed fingers, right? So they can latch on really great to trees and to different rocks and different formulas in their habitat. So that's actually really, really cool. And here you have their eyes, right? And here's their mouth. Now I'm actually gonna open his mouth, but it has a really long tongue so that it can be able to eat insects, like bugs or flies that are swapping around, and they can catch them really quickly with their tongue that just spills out of their mouth. So it's actually really cool to see. If you ever have a chance, you can look on YouTube of frogs eating flies. So that is a really cool fact about leopard frogs. And they also have webbed feet as well to help them grip onto the things that they land on. So that is it. That is it for our leopard frogs. I'm super excited that I am able to share these moments with you guys and that we can help understand what the anatomy is for a frog. These amphibians, right? Frogs are amphibians. Those are the type of animals that they are. They're cold-blooded, and they continue to amaze us with all their wonderful attributes and how they are able to be a part of this big circle of life, right? Because frogs get eaten too. But frogs are a great way to study science. Dissections are a great way to study science. A lot of fields in biology that can help you to understand animals and understand nature. So thank you guys so much for joining our program today. We're super excited to have you, and we hope that you learned a lot about leopard frogs, and we hope to see you soon. Make sure you stay tuned to Elmont Library and all the fun programs that they have for you virtually. Thanks, guys.